Welcome back to Saints Fab, everybody, and welcome back to Project Maris, where this mess here is actually a Porsche Boxster 986, and the engine from this is going into this Bedford Rascal. Now, if you're watching this as a series rather than week by week or month by month, as it's more likely going to be, then you'll see that this is the exact same camera angle as the last video closed on, and the reason for that is because this is a direct carry on from last time. Last time we took it out for a cheeky drive as it is, and that was a proper laugh. And then I reversed back in here, parked it up, filmed a bit, and we're starting straight off from there. Here she is, back under the main lights of the mezzanine. I will be getting lights over there, but that's for a different story. I'll fill you in on that another time. But this is where it's going to stay, and this is where it's going to come apart. Now, for me to be a professional YouTuber and doing what everyone else is doing, obviously I need to get the 3D scanner out and, you know, start mapping out all the engine and all the steering and all of that. We're going to do things slightly different here. I've put together some CAD. Let me put you on the stand and I'll show you what's going on. Right then, you kids, settle down at the back. This is where it gets serious. This is a true 100% to scale picture of the Porsche 986, clearly. Now, in the first video, we did all the introduction stuff. In the second video, we started taking off all the body panels. And then in the third video, that's just gone, we took out all the back end and got it down to this bare chassis that you're seeing now. So now that it's down to this chassis, I can see the structural elements of it, how it's been braced front to back, and how the front's put together and how the backs get together, and I can work out a plan on how it's going to go. And I think this is how I'm going to do it. We're going to take the wheelbase here from the front to the back wheel on this car is X. I've already forgotten. That's brilliant. And the Bedford Rascal is around 600 mil shorter. I'm going to take that out of the center of the car. I'm going to saw the car here, and I'm going to saw the car here, and then we're going to move this, and then we're going to put it together like this, and then weld it all in the middle, put some bracing from one side to the other, and then put the Rascal on the top. Now, how cool is that? That's essentially how it's going to work. Now, if I get all this out the way, I can show you some of the other problems that we got. That didn't work, did it? Because I literally just rubbed out my drawing. Right, hold on. Right. Putting the engine in, I think, is going to be the easy bit. Looking at the chassis, and I'll show you in a sec. Look, when you look at it at the front, the engine is like this, and then it comes out the top, and then the body is like this. Now the Rascal comes in here, so all I need to do is take off these wing bits that are on the side and weld it on the inside here, and that should be absolutely fine. The front steering and suspension is going to be more tricky, because when this is sat here, you can see that the front wheels are actually where the driver sits. Now, conveniently, when I'm sat here, my feet are going to be like this, and the front of the van does actually go around it, which is all good news. But the problem that I've got is that on the chassis, I've got a suspension mount here, which is going to go right in my hole, and I've also got a steering rack that's got to go from here to here, and then also be able to be driving. But those are problems for future Paul, and screw that guy, nobody gives a shit about him. Right now, the issue that we've got to do is we need to get all of the wiring loom out of here. Have I got a picture? Let's go back to this one so I can at least draw all over it. All of this is still wired in. I've still got the radiator down here, and I've still got the steering rack, and I've still got the wiring loom that goes front to back. And the next step for this is to take out all of this wiring loom and put it over here. And then take out the coolant lines that go down the center of the car. We're going to cut those off, drain all that out, and put those over here as well. And then we need to take out the fuel tank, which is here, and we need to cut the fuel lines and put those over there. And then we need to take out the brake reservoir, and we need to cut the lines and put those over there as well. You can kind of see where I'm going with this. What we're trying to do is get this bit here, so where it's just chassis. So we can lop out 600 mil, then stick all this back over and start working out how we're going to get it all in. So basically all of this is going all the way over there. I'm going to start with the electrics, I think, because the electrics is connected to the ABS, connected to the steering, connected to the coolant system. So if I can disconnect all of that and get the electrics out of the way, then hopefully those things should be easier. Also, the whole idea of chucking it over the back of my shoulder means that this chunky old wiring loom here that goes front to back is basically the connection from the front to the back of the car. So if I can take all of this and lob it over there, then I don't have to disconnect any of this at all, and then I can fling it back over when the time comes to put it in the other car. So honestly, I've no idea if this is going to work, but we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. Let's get these electrics out. Handy little test that when I drove the car the other day, I drove it without the airbag ECU connected, because I thought, give it a go. Turns out I don't need it. It's going to put a light on the dash, but I won't have a light on the dash because I won't have a dash. So, hang on. These are security bolts. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just all earths. There's loads on the dash bar. So I'm thinking, to get this wiring loom out of behind the dash, I need to take the dash bar out. But to be able to take the dash bar out, I need to take the wiring out. So if I do them both at the same time, pull it and work them apart, I think it's going to be the easiest way to do it. Dash bar has got these big 4 chunky 13 mils down at the ends. That is a big old thing. Now I've already worked out that every single earth lead on this car is brown, but doesn't matter. I'm going to label it anyway, because I'm labeling everything, and if I label everything, I know I've labelled everything. Cheeky 10 mil right at the back. I see you. Aha. Cheeky bracket. Won't worry about you. I don't know what this here attaches to, but it looks like it goes to the heater motor at one end, round the wiring, and then onto the dash bar. So it's coming off. This wire here goes all the way to the top of the windscreen. I guess I've got, that'll be the like interior light and stuff, I guess. What's that one in there? Oh, that's the door plug. How did they get that in there? Yes. Check this one out. Near side front wheel speed sensor. Look, it's held on with a 10 mil up here, and then it's got this massive clamp. Let me take it off and show you. Right, let's see if you can see this. This giant clamp here, bolted straight through. Size of them cables. Don't even know what that little weird red thing is, but anyway, you need to lift up this tag. How do I do this one-handed? There you go. Lift that up, and then I can pull out the bottom plug. There we go. The size of that. So I'm getting somewhere with the wiring loom. This side is out. Some of this is out under here, and I've got myself to where I'm stuck. Let me show you what's going on. On this side, I've got the front end out, and all of the like headlight and all of that's out. and then the ABS sensor's out, and that's all here. And I'm at a point where this wiring loom needs to go through the dash, but it can't because this fuel level sensor goes under here. So I've got a choice of either cutting the plug off and sticking it back on afterwards, or removing the fuel tank. And I know that the fuel tank has to come out, so I'm probably going to wait and do that later. In the meantime, I thought I'd have a start on the other side, and I've got some of this wiring here, the seat wiring's out, the ABS sensor's out again, and I've got this loom here, and I'm stuck again because this plug here that's going to the audio amplifier is stuck behind the brake booster, and I can't get it out. So I think the next stop is going to be the brake booster. Whoa, state of that. Well, I've had a little think about it, and I am going to cut that wire for the fuel level sensor. I think it's better to do the whole wiring loom first before I drop the tank, so that it's all out of the way. And also, I've worked out that the fuel tank is not going to be here on the final build, because that's where the driver's seat's going to go. The fuel tank's going to be in the boot, so it's going to need to be cut anyway, so I might as well do it now. Well, that's done it, but what I have done is just taped it onto the end, so hopefully that won't get lost. We'll stopping that go through there then. The heater box is in the way, so that's got to come out, which means the engine coolant lines have to be disconnected, which means the engine has to be drained too. Well, this is a first. I've not been under this car before, and it's quite interesting to see what's going on. The big coolant hoses are going right down the centre where the tunnel would normally be, covered by under trays on both sides as well as the centre. So there's a lot of trays that need to come out. There's an engine tray that's clearly missing, but the back one's there. Anyway, I think this is the coolant. We'll find out. No, that's the oil. What the f... Oil's drained, plug's back in. Let's try this one. What? Where's the rest of it? Let's open the cap. Ah, there we go. That's a huge amount of coolant. No wonder it took like half an hour to drain. There is a lot. Oh, how's that come off there? Probably not like that. What's that doing all the way over here? What is this? How many more? Ooh. Oh, it's leaking. Yes. Well, I'm sure no one cares but me, but this is an interesting little insight. The fuse boxes go behind the dash bar, so the wiring loom had to have been fitted first. Which does mean that the dash bar has to come completely out to be able to get the wiring loom out, but all the pedals are attached to the dash bar and not the car. Interesting. Here we go, another mystery solved. Down in the wheel arch is this blue one. I didn't know what it was, but I found it. Can you see? Clutch slave cylinder. I can't see what's holding this thing on anymore, so I think it's just time to get violent with it. What's going on? Brake cylinder, right. Come on, Sains, work it out. having to remove the gear stick assembly because there is the wiring loom for whatever switches those were. I can't remember now. Oh, it's tagged up. What am I doing? Electric window switch. That's what's going on. What's that? Handbrake switch. Oh, it's never easy, is it? Come on. Handbrake out. There's loads of money in here. So this is the battery positive connection, and that goes into this little jobby here. That goes into this distribution box. Now this bottom one here goes into that fantastic looking wiring loom, and this top one, this big chunky one, goes all the way down there and into the engine somewhere, probably for the starter motor. So this has to come out before the wiring loom can get out of the way. Conveniently, I'd already taken the screws out because I thought they were part of the heater system, but now I can't hold it in place while I do the centre bolt, which is annoying. Handily, there's a big hole in the dashboard. That'll do it. Nice. Epic. Yeah, I could do this, couldn't I? I could convert the car and sit on top of the engine and have the... I'll be sat out of the roof of the Rascal, I'll be like... That's stupid. Anyway, every time we do a video on the Bedford Rascal, we give away a Hot Wheels. Now, it is going to be this one. Liberty Walk Skyline 2024 edition in the pastel blue. Lovely looking car. All you got to do to win this is leave a comment below. You can do whatever you like. You can advise me on what some of these things are, because I've been asking questions throughout the videos. You can call me an idiot, or you can do whatever you want. Just leave a comment and you could win this Hot Wheels. Now, the person who won the last Hot Wheels, the Subaru, yeah, it was a Subaru, is drawn now, and in the comment section of the last video, the winner is announced. So get in touch with me via my socials. I'll get it all posted out to you. Now that is a good job done. I am so pleased with this. I was expecting this to be a lot harder than it was, but it all come out, and now this is all clean and everything's put away. It's a real massive step forward. It feels like a proper achievement. Next is either the brakes or the fuel tank or the coolant. Now, the brakes I'm not too worried about because all I need to do is bleed them and then cut them. There's no way I can reuse the pipework. I'll all have to be custom made for the other one, so I'll just cut the pipes and that's not a problem. The coolant, the two radiators at the front here, they join together somewhere around in the tank area and then run down this center console, column even, tunnel, there we go, tunnel. The coolant system's running down there, and I don't know if the tank is in the way of the cooling system or the cooling system is in way of the tank. So I don't know which one of those is going to have to come first. And I think to find that out, what I need to do is take the under trays off, and then I can get under there and have a look. So let's do the trays. So now that I'm underneath, I can kind of come up with a plan. This here and this here is a brace. So they've got a couple of 17s and they come off. and then the straps hook at this end and bolt at this end up here, and then that'll take the straps off, which should hopefully lower the tank down to the floor. Now the access to these bolts is a little restricted by what looks like a coolant line, so it might have to be that that comes off first before I can get to those bolts and drop it out, but it doesn't look like I have to take them off. So, well, let's just go for it. Let's take these ones off and then take these ones off and then see if the tank falls out. Okay, they're 16ths, whatever. Right, I'm not sure if you can see this because my camera's not so good at super close up, but there's all the lines going back down, and this is the tank itself. And then under here, can you see that bolt up there? Let me move the torch. There it is. Then there's two of them, and they've got the straps. Let's get them out, see what happens. Right, hopefully the camera angle can pick up this as it all goes horribly wrong. Okay, yep. Grit in my eye. Hold on. No, this is still bolted in somewhere. Let's have a look. Okay. What else is holding it in then? No! Right, I'm still struggling with this fuel tank. I don't know what's holding it in. I've taken off two straps. I found another strap going across the front of the tank above the steering rack, and I've taken that off as well, and it's still not coming out. The fuel filler neck is out now as well, and there's no restriction there, and the pipes are all on the top, so I don't think that's an issue. So instead of just keep looking and looking and looking and wasting time, I'm going to start on the coolant system, because that's all got to come out anyway. There's no way these rads can sit at the front of the Rascal, so that's all got to come out, and as I pull it back, maybe I'll see what's holding in the fuel tank. It's going to piss coolant, isn't it? Hold on. I know your game, Mr. Porsche. Oh! That was more than I was expecting. I'll quickly now, because the other end's leaking. No! Ah, fuck. Ah. What a mess. Excellent. Right, the rads are coming out. This rad's out. I started pulling apart some of this coolant pipe that was up there as well, and I found this silly wiring thing, which, looking at the connection at the bottom, stand still, is aircon, and that's going around the wheel arch down there and under the car. So I might as well take that out while I'm here. Yeah. Okay, so it's taken me a couple of minutes and a lot of clamps, but I'm getting somewhere. These are the pipes that were going to the corner to the radiator, and they join on to the metal section back there. Now, if we go under the cup, this is quite tricky to show you, but over here, you can see that there's two pipes on each side that go into a V, and then they come down here into, where is it? There. These two chunky pipes here go into this distribution point on the engine itself. So one of them goes all the way up there, splits into two, goes to the top of the radiator, and then it goes through the radiator, back down the other one, and then down the other one over here. So if I undo these two clamps, hopefully I'll be able to pull these pipes out the back. We'll find out. Don't know if you can see anything from that camera angle, to be honest, but I'm really struggling for room as it is, so there's not a lot I can do. Oh, that was more than I thought it was going to be. See, I can't see because the torch is over there, but if I bring the torch over here, then you won't be able to see. Things I do for you. Saying that, I doubt the torch is in a good place for you either. Hold on. There we go. Let's see if everyone wins. That's better. How do these pipes come out then? There it is. That out for a coolant line. It's massive. In the pile with the rest of it. Right, back again. Another evening of trying to work out what I was doing. Change of shirt, which ruins the continuity. Never mind. I've had a look online like every other professional mechanic does, and to get this fuel tank out, I've got no choice but to drop the front subframe. I really didn't want to do it, but I really don't want the petrol tank in the car while I cut it in half. So, let's get it done. I've got no idea what I'm doing, but I am working it out. It looks very much like I've got these two here, because these two are part of the brace bar that goes across, and that's linked into the subframe as well. So I'm not going to do those. I'm going to do this one so that the arm comes with it. And then back here, there's another one there. So I reckon 6 bolts and we'll be out. But I'm not sure, so we'll take the 6 bolts and then see why it doesn't come out afterwards. It's gone, it's still up. Right, well, we'll start here. This is the strap for the tank, which is the one that I was telling you about earlier. If you can see, there's a big cup down that side, which makes it really difficult to get out. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, you can see it now. Secondly, this up here is the UJ for the steering rack, and that's clearly going to have to come out too. You flipping muppet, Sains. I tell you, the access on this steering UJ is impossible. What is it catching on? It's like it's hanging. I mean, look at this. I've got to be close. I've got to be close. Moment of idiocy 1. The strap that goes across the front of the tank is bolted at both ends and not one end like the ones underneath. So we'll take that out. That's got to be a start, right? Well, it is going. I'm trying to push it down from the top, and I can feel that it's completely loose, but it feels like it's attached at this end rather than that end. What is going on? Come on, out you go. I got you! I got you! Power steering lines. So close yet so far. Yes! Where's an angle of your car that you don't get to see every day? I am in the recess where the petrol tank used to be, and yeah, it's full of spiders' nests. That's nice. That's really nice. Anyway, I need to catch you up with a couple of jobs that I've been doing off camera. Since taking the tech out that you saw, I took out the coolant lines that went front to back, and they threw about 2 litres of coolant on the floor, and I had to clean it up. And then I took out the power steering lines, and that threw about 1 litre of power steering on the floor, and I had to clean it up. Then I took out the brake lines, and that threw about half a litre of brake fluid on the floor, which I had to clean up. And then I did the fuel lines, and that took about, not a lot, only about maybe a quarter of a litre of fuel, but it spilled it all over the floor, and I had to clean it up. In fact, everything that I filmed from that was basically just me mopping the floor, and it's just rubbish. Anyway, next thing to do is to get this subframe back in, so I won't be able to sit here anymore, but I do need the subframe on for the next stage. So, that. That's not gonna work? Someone didn't think this through. Suck on that, trader boy. There we go. Right, line up the rust holes. I think we're almost there. There's only one more cable that goes from the front to the back of the car, and it's the accelerator cable. You'd have thought of a car like this, it would be fly-by-wire, but it is not. It is a bonus that this is cable operated, because I am 100% sure that the Rascal is cable operated, which means that I'll be able to use the Rascal's pedal. That saves me from trying to integrate this. Ah, it's getting close now, really close. Everything front to back is gone. The only things left are these two. So I'll take the handbrake lever right off and leave these cables here, I think. And then I don't know, let's do this first. There we go. That is the milestone that I wanted to reach for this episode. There is nothing in the front that is connected to anything in the back. All of this and all of those, 17 odd pipes that were under here are now all gone. So this is ready to be cut. Now, the next episode is going to be a big one, because I've got to work out how I'm going to frame this up, how I'm going to jig it, ready for the cut, and measure the wheel length and all sorts of things. So it's going to be a bit more involved. It's going to take me a long time to do, and it might not be a few weeks before I get that episode out. Also, I'm going on holiday for a week, which adds to the time as well. But in the meantime, thank you very, very much for watching these. I really do appreciate it. Follow, subscribe, press the button. If I could get back from holiday with 1,000 subscribers, that would be epic. So press the buttons. We'll see you next time. Welcome back to Saints Fab, and welcome back to No is a Porsche rat. Back to another project. My God, the